Jenny, it's 3:01.
Uh, am I in charge of this or is
You're in
Brian?
charge.
Oh,
Unless
I'm
Brian's
sorry.
going to say something different.
Okay, well, I guess we should start the meeting. I apologize. I have had a really bad cold and I haven't been able to go to the office. So I don't have the agenda. I apologize. Brian, you still have it? Danny, do you have it?
I don't have it.
Brian? Oh my God.
Brian, if you can, is it on
The
the website?
what's the agenda, or you're looking
Well,
Yes.
for the?
our form that we fill out for the meeting, is it on the website?
I have that. Yes, the committee report form. Yeah.
Yeah, the committee
Okay.
report form. Is it
So
on the
can
website, Brian?
I'm not. I don't think so.
Okay, because I did try to find it and I couldn't find it. I just sometimes it's hard to find things.
so Brian, I'm sorry. I've had a bad cold and I haven't had a chance to go to the office. So, and that's where it is. I apologize. So I thought that since you gave it to me, you probably had it.
Yep, I've got it. Let me fish it
Okay.
out.
All right. I'll go ahead and
In
take the
the
notes if you go ahead and get us started then.
Give me
And
a
Jenny,
minute.
in the meantime, I think we could probably just give a quick review of the pre-tour super seminar.
Okay.
Um, and then
All
maybe
right.
Brian will have it up by then. We can jump into that.
Yeah. Okay. So we have got a really good pre-tour already going. Um, and again, I don't have all the information on that, but we have talked to the folks in Denver, and they were very, very helpful this year. So much more so than when we were in Dallas. It was just amazing how everybody kind of pulled together. So
Do you want me
we're
to
gonna.
give the quick rundown of the,
Yes, sir.
I
I
mean,
would like that.
many people on here probably seen it, but so everybody should arrive on July 5th. We start July 6th from the Sheraton Denver Downtown Hotel. We're going to Ardex South, um, which is a research and extension center of Colorado State University, a lot of horticulture research there. Then to the CSU plant growth facilities. We'll be having lunch there catered by Ram Country Meats, which is the one of the judging teams. They use that as a fundraising opportunity. Then we're going to tour the plant growth facility. Then we're going to the gardens of Spring Creek. Dinner in Windsor, Colorado. So obviously we're heading up out of Denver to Colorado State University that morning, and then on the way back we're stopping in Windsor at Fuzzy Tacos for dinner. Arriving back between 8 to 8:45 at the hotel back in Denver on July 7th. Going to the Denver Broncos Training Center for a turf management and horticulture tour with the director of their of turf management, Brian Newman. Then going to the Denver Botanic Gardens, lunch at Atomic Cowboy, which is going to be salad, pizza, dessert. I think will be something for everyone. And then Denver Zoo Botanic tour with their curator of horticulture and a tour and evening social at the CSU Spur facility in Denver, which is their urban agriculture education center. That's a quick rundown.
Mhm. We've got a really good group of people doing the super seminar. Um, uh, Darren is one. She's a state master gardener coordinator. She's also a master naturalist for her state. Um, it's very different when you have that compared to, like, say, the state of Maryland. Theirs is very, very strong. It goes over every season, spring, summer, fall, and winter, where they have to go out and get to look at the native plants, see how they live in their, their place of origin and how they do and why they work. And it's pretty interesting. So she's going to be one of the speakers, and we have somebody who also works at the Botanical Gardens who's going to be with her. And then I think there's one more person who's going to be there. But they've got it all laid out, and they're very happy with the way they've got it. So that's good.
Jenny, I did find the report form. If you, whenever you want me to share it, just let me know.
Okay. So, okay. So I've been writing down most of the names of the people. Okay, so we need to talk about the goals for our upcoming year. The ones that we've had before have worked really, really well. But what I'd like to do is get all of your guys' opinions of what kind of goals you guys would like for the upcoming year. Usually the goal is, in the past, we've gone ahead and have a goal so that we could go ahead and get enough funding for the super seminar for the speakers. And if you'd like that goal, just let me know. Okay, Elizabeth says we'll go with what we have had in the past. Well, that works for me. All right. So we will use the goals that we have set in the past. All right, so plan for the upcoming year, basically initiatives that'll take place in the next AMPIC and during the year. In the past, we have gone ahead and done a web 360, and we've done two of them, and we found them both to be worthwhile. I think we need to update one of them or maybe emphasize things more. The first one that we do is how to write a really good presentation, an abstract. And I know that some of the people who watched that got a lot out of it, and their abstracts were spot on. They were really, really well done. Other people just went ahead and wrote an abstract. They realized how many words they need, but they didn't really look into it. And I did ask Scott Hallbaker if there was excuse me, there's a message, disappointed in the conference tours. Why no botanical tours? Oh, we are going to botanical gardens. We are going to botanical gardens. That is one of the things we're going to do the second day. So, I mean, that's always something that we try to do. Pardon me. So when
Jenny, they
yeah.
might be referring to the main meeting tours, not our
Oh,
pre-tour, which we don't
right.
have any control over that. That's
Thank
the
you.
Colorado agents planning that.
Right.
But we made sure to have that on the pre-tour because we had heard that we knew they weren't going to the Denver Botanic Gardens, so we wanted to make sure to include that on the pre-tour. So if that's what that was referring to, um, we don't. The Horticulture and Turfgrass Committee doesn't have any control over
Okay.
that per se.
But I tell you what, I can go ahead and talk to the people who are in charge of putting that together and say that, if it's at all possible, there other people would like to go ahead and be part of that for the final tour because it's always good to go to one of those, especially if you like it. But when we do our pre-tours, we always go to a botanical garden. So getting back to the plan of work. So when we did the webinar for the abstracts, I know that Heather did a fabulous job of telling everybody how to do it. She walked it step by step by step, but not everybody listened to it. And when I talked to Scott Hallbaker, he said he realizes that a lot of people just don't look at the magazine and don't really know. So what they're going to do now is they're going to put all of the requirements for all of the abstracts with the information of if you want to write an abstract, here's where you put it, and we'll have all the points. So I think that that will make it easier, hopefully, for the people who have never made an abstract. And I think it will probably be better. I think we'll probably generate better abstracts. At least that's the plan. Yes, Elizabeth, I understand that you had to bounce several different areas. I looked around for it all for a long time, and that's why I went ahead and called Scott Hawbaker. Poor man, he has to deal with me a lot. And as a, I know where they have them for like the posters. Is it the same thing? Well, it's a little different. Everything's going to be a little different. But when I was working with the posters committee, we had to really kind of write it out so that people would understand, even to what size a poster had to be. So we'll go ahead and continue to make that better. The other thing that we do for 360 webinar is the pre-tours. Before, what we used to do is show them what we had seen. This year, we went ahead and took pictures off the web that are places that we are going to go for the pre-tours to tell people, well, this is what you're going to see when you get there, to kind of like make it sound sweeter, I think. It's always, to me, it's fun to hear what everybody did, but I'm the kind of person who likes to know, what are we going to see this time? And I think everybody else felt that way. Does anybody else have anything that you want to add to something like that? Okay, the other thing that we do is we always try to make sure that we have a pre-tour. And we've been very, very lucky the last 2 years. We've had wonderful help with the local people who know everything about where they are living, and it's really nice. The other thing that we have is a super seminar. We would like to keep that going. I'd like a tally, if you guys could, how many people have attended a super seminar in horticulture? Okay, well, Danny, if you can see if anybody did that, that'd be great. Um, Danny, can you think of anything else that we did before that we could do again?
Not really. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. No, that's like I said. I mean, those are the things that stick out. Okay. So, provide a preliminary budget of estimated expenses and income for the coming years. So, Danny has been awesome about taking care of all of the finances for us, and he's done a fabulous job. With us, when we do the pre-tour, sometimes we have to make sure that we know how much it's going to cost us to, how many, excuse me, sorry, no way to show an answer to the question. Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. So we always try to have at least one or two sponsors because they do help us with the super seminar. That's very important. Um, let's see. And we have to have transportation for the buses, obviously. When we do the pre-tour, we have the transportation and all that. We also have to find out for lunches and for dinners. Right now, we're very fortunate. We can go ahead and limit it to about 25 people. Sometimes we can expand it a little more. That will depend on the buses. And also with a pre-tour, we try to make sure that we can go ahead and take care of the lunches as well as the dinners. And the other thing that we do is when we go there, we always take something from our state that we can go ahead, something small that we can go ahead and hand out. And they really appreciate that. So that's kind of a fun thing that we do. I've got most of the names. That's good. Let's see. I'm sorry, I
This
can't
is
see.
your last year's report.
Okay,
That's got your budget for this current year in it already.
okay,
That might be helpful to folks.
all right. So we're very lucky to have both Bear and Bartlett Tree Service to be co-sponsors for us. And
That was, yeah, that was last year. So we have Bear this year and um, another sponsor potentially to be determined at this point, based on a message I just got from Scott. So
oh, good.
we've got to firm that up.
Did Bartlett decide not to go with us?
I don't know that Bart was reached out to, Jenny.
Oh, okay, I did not know that. Okay, so the meals are covered, the lodging is covered. We do charge for it. It's $100 per person, and I think it's very. I think that's a real bargain, actually. Okay.
So, I mean, it, but yeah, it usually costs us. Transportation is the biggest expense for sure for the pre-tour, and then obviously the meals, and then any site visits that we have to pay for on those tours as well.
A lot of the places will give us a little bit of a discount. Not everybody does. Okay. So I think we covered all that.
So somebody, Jenny, will have to think about stepping up as I leave this committee. Um, I Cindy before me, and then I did educational tours through NACA and Thor, explorations by Thor, and then we designated that money to support our committee. Um, so if we don't have any funds that are left over from that this year, um, you have to make sure that Bear sponsorship stays intact, plus maybe some other sponsorships going forward.
That's a good idea.
So
I think what
just keep that in mind.
right. You had originally a plan to go to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, but as you said, you thought it wasn't enough time for people to get organized.
I don't know the reason that we did not have enough
Okay.
interest in that tour. We only got about 10 people that committed to it, which wasn't really enough to make it work. And actually, I worked with Alex Thor and Scott Hallbaker, and we actually were going to try to make it work with the 10 people. It was going to cost people a little bit more money, like only about, I think about $275 more a person to make it work with 10 people, with cutting back one day. Anyway, um, there was only a couple people interested in doing that, so it
Yeah.
did not
I
make.
was one that said, yeah, I'll go.
Right.
So yes, I think what we should try to do is think about where we want to go this summer and then plan for it um, maybe next fall or something. So Elizabeth says that her university won't support international travel for NACAA, so uh, she would have to take it as a vacation. Well, that's
You can
interesting.
also use the scholarship program to apply for the NACA scholarship and potentially get approved to use those funds to go on to help support going on a tour as
That's a
well.
good thing.
Plus other awards. I know at NC State Extension we have a number of awards, actually including an international travel award, but it's really not enough money to do international travel, but that's what it's called.
Right,
So, but there
right.
are some other awards that we can apply for as well. So, looking at those other opportunities can be helpful.
Mhm. Right. Well, so if you're going to be traveling sometimes that is a vacation anyways, or it can be a lot of a good vacation if that's where you want. So I think what we could do during our programs, we could find out areas where people would like to go. I know there's a lot of people who would love to go to Scotland. I've heard a lot of different tours to Scotland. I know that there's tours to England. I'm actually going to a tour in May to London. So it's all horticulture. I get to go to the Chelsea Flower Show and all these gardens in London. So, I mean, something like that, if somebody was excited about that, we could probably do something like that. We do have a couple of people on the committee, so we'll put that together in our program. But if you guys have any suggestions of places that you guys would like to go, please shoot me an email. So Jeff says on ag leadership, he visited Netherlands and it was awesome for horticulture. Oh, absolutely. I've been there too. It's very, very good. Very good. Lots of good places to go visit. So I don't think the problem of finding someplace is whittling down to what people would want to go see. So we will go ahead though and put something like that together. That's a good idea. Danny, did you do 1 year or 2 a year?
Cindy and did one, 3 years ago, and I did one, or 2 years ago, and I did one last year. So yeah, just one a year.
Gotcha. Okay. So 1 year, but that would be still good. And I know that Heather said that she was interested in working with that, with Thor as well as Scott Hawbaker. Oh, Hawaii. Yeah, I would love to go to Hawaii. And actually, since that's in the United States, that would not be um, to anywhere that you'd have to take a vacation in that sense. You'd still be part of the United States. So if you guys like that idea, I definitely like that idea too. Okay, I've written it down. Okay. South Florida in April is good, yes. Uh-huh. Been there too. Actually, it's really good in the wintertime too. Okay. And so Ed said that he did a bus tour with EMGs through Thor. He did need to make an arrangement for that money going. All right. Rio Grande Valley. That's nice. I did a tour one time of California, looking at all the different vegetables growing in California. So that's something else there. Okay. Timothy wants to go to Alaska. Thank you, Timothy. I have a cut flower grower who actually has a summer place up in Alaska where he grows peonies. And he says he makes a fortune. And then he comes back east and makes another fortune, according to him. Okay, so recommendations for committee involvement in future NACAA picks. So I think we have a list of them from before, and I think that probably go ahead and have that same list because it's very broad and it includes a lot of different things. Okay, recommendations for board action. Okay, we have to be specific. So anybody have any ideas for the board action for NACAA? For a change of policy or current committee's duties and responsibilities, additions or changes? Having been a secretary on the board, I think it rolls pretty well. There's a lot of things that have been updated because of newer, more modern equipment. When I was secretary, I used to have to make a recording of the notes and then take the minutes, which wasn't bad for every month, but anytime you had an actually AMCIC, that was like a 4-day meeting. And nowadays, you can go ahead and have it all recorded, and AI will write it out for you. Perfect. Danny, do you have any other suggestions on that?
I do not.
Okay. Okay. So,
Do we know, Jenny, who the committee is for the coming year, starting at the AMPIC? I know since I'm rolling off this year, who the Southern Region vice chair will be, and then I can't recall, but I wanted to think that Andy said he would be rolling off in the West, or he was.
yes.
Yep.
So
Give me a
who
minute.
who
Give me a
are
minute,
the?
Danny.
Okay, I just thought it would be
And
good for
you,
everybody to know who next
and you,
year's group is.
okay. So, and you've let Scott Hawbaker know, and I think Andy has also.
Well, I mean, Scott knows because I'm at the end of my two-year terms.
Right.
I don't have a
Right.
choice. I have to roll off for at least a year, but you know,
Right. But
before you're
you've taken on more responsibilities as the Southern director, right?
Southern Region Vice Director,
Yeah,
yes.
vice director. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and send an email again to Scott Hawbaker then to let him know also, so it will be in writing.
What is it you're going to let me know?
Yeah.
That
Well,
Danny Lauderdale
she
is
he knows
rotating
that.
off.
Brian knows that.
Yeah, I
Yep.
Yeah, I
mean,
know Brian knows.
there
And
is a
Andy,
slate. There's a slate of candidates for all of the chair, vice chair, council chair positions that Tyrone has that'll be going to the voting delegates for approval. Um, but I'm sure Tyrone can share with you who the candidates are for the voting delegates. Delegates have to approve them. So, um, but
We
he can get that to you. I've got it, but
Do
I
we need
want
to share
Tyrone to
screen?
be the one.
Yeah, I could tell you who the new Southern Region, the recommended Southern Region Vice Director is Taylor McDaniel.
is who?
Taylor McDaniel.
Taylor McDaniel.
Yep,
I
she's
believe
from
it's
North Carolina,
North Carolina,
actually.
right?
Yep, she emailed me and asked me about it, so it's good
Okay.
that she went ahead and applied.
And Donna Hoffman
Donna Hoffman?
will be the for the West.
Yep, from
Oh, she's
Montana.
good.
She's from she from Montana or Wyoming.
She's
Oh,
Wyoming.
Wyoming, you're right. Wyoming,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
And everyone else is returning. Jenny,
Yes.
yourself, Heather Nykirk, and Haley Satter.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know if we could go public yet because Brian, I guess we said you notified them, right?
Yeah, that I missed this one, but yeah,
Yeah, I remember you said we want to notify people
I
before,
didn't
before
hit
we go
send
public.
fast enough for this one.
That's great. Great. Well, so Danny, do you know Tyler?
Taylor, yes.
Oh, good. Good.
Taylor, yes.
Yeah.
She's horticulture agent in Brunswick County, so far
Lovely.
southeast corner of North Carolina.
Awesome. And I've met Donna many, many times on the pre-tour, so that would be great. That sounds like we're going to have a really good group. Perfect. All right. All right. Is there anything else that we need to do? Brian, have we covered everything we were supposed to?
Yeah, you got through the list of the
That's
requirements there.
good.
Um, but I'll just take a minute. I appreciate all the committees and all the committee chairs and vice chairs with the work that they do. Um, Reviewing these presentation abstracts is no joke. Um, so I commend y'all for doing a good job on that and making sure that we're having good presentations at the AMPIC. That's important. It's got to be a good professional development opportunity, and that's a big part of it is those presentations. So um, everybody had to make decisions as we had more presentations than we had slots again this year for all the committees in the Professional Improvement Council. So um, it so yeah, y'all had some decisions to make, and I know you probably left out some. We're not able to select some that probably would have made good presentations because of the number of slots available. And that's just a scheduling thing. And we have a minimal amount of flexibility on that. Um, so we know how much space we have, and we know at a meeting location, and we try to make sure we fill all those slots that we can. But I appreciate the committee's chair and vice chair work on reviewing all those. And planning a pre-conference tour is not a joke either. That's a pretty good, good time investment, and a lot of our members like the pre-tours. So appreciate the horticulture committee doing that, and been doing that for years, and hopefully that can continue. But thank you for your work. Looking forward to Denver.
Well, I'd like to throw a shout out for Heather because she was the one that came up with the wonderful spreadsheet that was, I guess, the bones for what we end up having right now for all of the abstracts. And I love the way she's very concise. She's creative, but I mean, she can see things very, very clearly, and she makes it easier for us when when I to see what she's done and go, okay, I can see where she's coming from. So it makes it easier for all of us.
I will also add, Brian, I'm getting good feedback from other councils, other chairs, other committees that the membership is happy with the feedback they're receiving on if they didn't get selected, on ways to improve. I don't know if you've heard that from your groups as well, but we are getting good feedback from membership saying that if they were not selected, they're able to see their remarks and how to improve. So I don't know if you're getting that, Brian and Gene as well.
Yes, I made sure when I wrote to the ones that did not get it, get their abstracts approved. Um, and I went through what people had said and I shared that with them. And I think that that's really important to know. It's just not like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't get it. It's like this, you could look into this, this, and this. Somebody that I have in my state actually reached out to me and said, I looked over everywhere. I couldn't find it. And I said, well, I understand that. It's difficult. It was difficult to find. I talked to Scott Hawbaker, and he's kind enough to say that what he's going to do is put all the requirements for the abstracts that like we have for the posters are now going to be things for like the abstracts as well, which is be good. But does anybody else in the that who's participating have any ideas that they would like to share or places that they would like to go? I've written down the places so far that you guys have mentioned. Okay, I think we're done then. Oh, Puerto Rico. All right. We did try that before.
Tried it. Maybe you were one of the people who wanted to go.
That was me too.
Yeah.
Jeff said he didn't know. You know, I think sometimes we're relying on all of the people who work as, like, for instance, directors, like the Northeast director, and most of them do try to get everything out there, but sometimes they get
Yeah.
really, really busy with a
Well,
lot of their own
well,
stuff.
on these tours, like the one that I had, I um went on the NACA website and downloaded initially the entire membership list and emailed it out. I can tell you that about 10%, at least 10% of the emails that and people are responsible for their own contact info were incorrect and would bounce back to me.
Wow.
And then I did it again with just the people with horticulture responsibilities when I was promoting the Puerto Rico tour and the previous Ireland one as well. But in both cases, and actually just recently when I sent out an email this week, scheduled some emails to send out to all those with horticulture responsibilities about this meeting, it was about 10% that bounced back because the emails were incorrect in the system. So obviously everybody that's on here got it. So we're, preaching to the choir, but we definitely get the word out to people to make sure that their emails are updated.
Yes, that's very important. And they probably were wondering, why don't they get anything from Scott Hallbaker or anything else? So, Jeff, I wrote down Ireland for you. And I'm sorry, I can't remember who just said something about how to find the approved abstracts. I can tell you right now, all you need to do is go to the NACAA website and then go all the way down to the bottom right, there's going to be the list of all of the abstracts that were accepted for all of the presentations, not just the horticulture ones, but those you can definitely see those. You can click on professional development. Yes. Thank you.
And then presentations. Yep. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's there. Accepted
Yes.
presentation proposals are there. I'm looking at
Yeah.
them right now. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, because I remember I said, oh, I've checked them all. Yeah. But you have to put them there too. So, but I appreciate everybody who took the time and took the effort to write a really good abstract. And to you guys, every abstract that I read, there's so much good out there. The only reason why we didn't choose some of them is that, of course, there was a time limit, I mean, a number limit that we had, but so we had to kind of like look things really, really close. And some things that was just, well, you didn't follow what the rules were. But if you didn't know what the rules were, you couldn't follow them. So that's why we're going to try to fix that, make it easier for you all. Well, thank you all so much.